Yes, there was an intense stare-down between these men, boxers Carl Frampton and Scott Quigg, at the weigh-in ahead of tomorrow's world title fight in Manchester. They'll be going for the IBF and WBA super bantamweight belts. Our sports correspondent Ruth Gorman reports from Manchester.
The Manchester Arena has hosted some of British boxing's most memorable moments. At around 10:45, when these two boxers enter the ring tomorrow night, another explosive encounter is expected. 5,000 were at today's weigh-in, with Frampton's fans raising the roof already.
He's hard a band to try and drown out my support, which didn't work. Unbelievable reception so far, and that's only a quarter of the boys.
How do you feel weight-wise? You say you've been on the weight for a while now.
It's the easiest I've made the weight. It felt excellent. You'll see tomorrow night. I've trained rigorously for this, unbelievably hard. I'm just ready. And these guys are going to be in trouble. This is the longest training camp I've had, the best training camp I've had, the easiest I've made the weight.
Quigg came out to check his weight about half an hour before the weigh-in. Yeah. Do you think he was struggling a bit this time?
Yeah, he looked absolutely dead at the weight. He looks like he's really struggled to make the weight. Now he looks absolutely skeleton-like. So, you know, he's left it to the last couple of days to really crash it, and then he's got to put weight back on. But he must remember, tomorrow morning he's got to be at my hotel, and he's got to weigh no more than 10 pounds over the weight. What happens when people crash the weight is they tend to put the weight on back very quickly. Look, the kid's in great condition. He's a great fighter. I know 100% Carl Frampton can do it. He knows that in 50 years' time, when people talk about this fight, they'll talk about Carl Frampton winning it, and that's why he doesn't want to lose.
The tension between the two teams continues, but it seems the dressing room argument has been resolved.
It was a running joke for us. You know it because you've been hanging with us for the last couple of days. It's important for us because we knew psychologically that if we threatened to take his dressing room away, that would unsettle him, and it certainly has. And he's shown a weakness. However, you know, it's all over and done and dusted. He can have his star dressing room. We don't give a toss about it, never did.
The world's most famous ring announcer Michael Buffer will be on duty tomorrow night. He's witnessed the world's greatest fights down through the years. So what's his prediction?
We have two fighters, both with a lot of skill, and they both have demonstrated, especially in the last 2 years, that they have really good knockout power for their size, and that's what makes the fight exciting. They love to see the big punches land. Most likely, probably, only my opinion, it could go the distance and be a very, very close fight. So it's just one of those fights that anything can happen at any moment, but I see a very cautious, yet occasionally throwing caution to the wind type of fight, and that makes for a great night.
It's the calm before the storm here in the Manchester Arena, but come tomorrow night the ring will be built and this place will be packed full with around 19,000 fans. Carl Frampton's claiming most of them will be for him. Ruth Gorman, UTV Live in the Manchester Arena.
It's Super Saturday for many sports fans tomorrow. Stephen Watson is here. Stephen?
Yes, Donna, can't wait. Ireland play England, of course, in the Six Nations Rugby Championship tomorrow tea time. And following that, it's the big fight, Carl Frampton versus Scott Quigg. The weigh-in for the much-anticipated World Super Bantamweight World Title Showdown took place today. The IBF and WB champions both made weight, but there is still plenty of tension between the two fighters' camps. Thomas Kane reports from Manchester.
There's no love lost between these two camps. Even before taking to the stage, their security staff clashed briefly. And as Carl Frampton prepared to weigh in, both backroom teams got involved once more.
I'm pretty confident that Shane was within a half a second of chinning him, I'm telling you. That's how annoyed he was. But he backed off and done what he was told. However, this is typical sort of big fight, pre-fight nonsense and jiggery pokery, and it's all trying to get a little edge and trying to get people riled.
Scott, that wasn't a normal weigh-in, was it? No, it was a good one. I enjoyed it and I'm ready for tomorrow.
How do you feel?
I'm going to flatten him.
It's been edgy the whole way through. How do you now try and separate yourself from all that?
Listen, I'm just cool, level-headed. I've wanted this fight for so long. I can't get too excited and too involved. I need to keep my head clear, keep level-headed, and sit back and relax and smile until it's fight time and show time.
What about that reaction for a weigh-in?
Unbelievable. Couldn't believe it, but half of them haven't even flew in yet. That's only a part of them, you know what I mean? It's going to be a lot more. There's a lot more arriving on Saturday morning, a lot more arriving tonight. The invasion started, I think, and he's going to be in for a shock.
Tomorrow night could change your life. How conscious are you of that?
It will change my life. It will change my life. My whole family's life. This is the start of big things, massive things. And after we get rid of Scott Quigg, it'll just snowball and it'll take off. We'll see tomorrow night who the real champion is.
The stage is almost set ahead of one of the most eagerly anticipated domestic contests. 20,000 fans will pack this arena, and all eyes will be on this ring for what's set to be a career-defining night for both Scott Quigg and Carl Frampton. Thomas Kane, BBC Newsline, Manchester.
Because you are a big fan of Carl the Jackal Frampton, and of course he's got the world title fight tomorrow night in Manchester against Scott Quigg. Ruth Gorman has been with the Frampton camp all week, and earlier she asked Carl how he's feeling ahead of the big clash.
I'm feeling good, excited, ready to go. It's been a long time coming. Just can't wait to get in the ring and do it now.
It's been a good build-up this week. You've had a bit of media to do, and you've had your family come as well.
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously media obligations, but I'm used to that from back home. I get a lot of attention off you guys and everyone else, and it's something that I've got used to now. But it was obviously nice. I haven't seen my family in a wee while, so it's been good. It's good to see them again.
You've spoken about them being your motivation. I suppose being away from them for so long is hard, and you do miss out on key things.
You feel like you're missing out on your kids growing up. It really does. It's been a long camp, and from start to finish, 17 weeks in total. It's a long time to be away from your kids, especially at that age. I miss both their birthdays. I miss Christine's birthday. I'm training camp for my own birthday. You know, things like Rossa walking and stuff, and I missed all that. But that's motivation for me. It's just adds fuel to the fire, and I'll use that on the night, as long as I'm level-headed and switched on. But it's in the back of my mind, and I think about them. I'll think about them, and during the fight, if things ever get sticky, I think about my family, and that's what gets me through it.
Also on the show tonight is Michael O'Neill. I know that you're both big fans of each other. You would text him before games, and he would text you before fights.
Yeah, Michael's been a great supporter of mine, and he always sends a text message just to wish me well and whatever I'm doing, and likewise I do the same when Northern Ireland are playing, and he's a real nice guy. He's coming to the fight actually, so I think they've got him a seat beside my dad at ringside. So there's a buzz about, and we're on a sporting hat at the minute back home. It's about me keeping the ball rolling, and then Michael and the lads can continue that in the Euros.
And there will be a few thousand others joining them. There's a big fan base coming over, and one you greatly appreciate.
Yeah, I'm very honoured to have and very lucky really to have such a fanatical fan base, and you'll see tomorrow night how big it is and how big it can get, and I think it's just going to keep snowballing. You know, as long as I keep winning the fights, it'll just keep getting bigger and bigger, and I'm very lucky to have the support I get from home, not just the north but the south as well. But this fight's been made out to be Ireland versus England. It's not like that at all. I'm getting a lot of support from people from Manchester. A guy the other day says to me, Quigg doesn't have Manchester, we're back in Frampton, so I'm sure you'll have a few supporters, but I'll be very well supported tomorrow night.
You lucky man sitting beside Dad Frampton.
Yeah, best seat in the house by the sounds of it, so it's going to be a great night. You know, he's a great guy, and you know, we all love him really, and I'm sure he'll put on a tremendous performance.
We'll wish him well from us. And
now to what promises to be one of the most memorable nights of boxing in Manchester for many years. An all-British world title unification fight between Bury's Scott Quigg and Belfast's Carl Frampton. Two of boxing's smaller men are about to take the biggest stage of their careers. Today they met for one last time at the weigh-in. The final face-off. The next time Scott Quigg looks into the eyes of Carl Frampton, the gloves will be on. This rivalry is as fierce as they come. Both men are unbeaten, both hold world titles, both claim they're the best. One of them is about to be proved right.
And it'll be me. You know, this is what makes this fight so intriguing. And you've got the public that are split, the media that are split. He believes he's the better fighter. I believe I'm the better fighter. Actually, I don't believe. I know I'm the better fighter.
Why do you believe you win this fight?
Simple, really. I just believe I'm a better fighter than him, and that's it. I believed it for a long time. I believed it when I started calling him out 4.5, 5 years ago, and I believe it even more now.
Not since the days of Ricky Hatton has Manchester witnessed scenes like this. More than 5,000 people turned out just to see the fighters getting weighed. excitement has reached fever pitch.
Manchester, I don't know what it is, it has that thing to bring out special nights in boxing. Look like when Mike Tyson fought Ricky Hatton, Joe Calzaghe. It has something about it, mystique about it, Manchester and fight night, and this has got to live long in the memory.
It's the defining moment not just of Quigg's career, but his life. Age 15, he walked out on school to pursue his boxing dream with his parents' blessing. Tomorrow night is as much for them as himself.
No doubt in my mind he'll win.
What gives you that confidence?
I know him inside and out. He'll win.
I honestly believe like Scott could get in the ring with Mike Tyson and he'd find a way to win. Like, he's that determined.
What will it mean to you to be crowned the winner on Saturday night?
Words will not be able to explain. Won't be able to explain it. Just to see my mum after the fight and unified champion, the picture on her face will be the best thing that I could ever see.
Scott Quigg's moment of destiny is here. He'll arrive at Manchester Arena with one world title. Should he leave with two, well, that would be something worth shouting from the rooftops. Yeah, good luck, Scott. Bring it home. Finally.